Hey everybody, this is a grumpy old guy gaming and doing a retro video for today. I know we put a lot of love into the retro channel there in October, a lot of Halloween themed games. So if you're a fan of the spooky, the scary, the creepy, and the downright awfully terrible gameplay, go ahead check those videos out. That was a riot. But we're not going to forget about the retro uploads here in November. In fact, we're going to get to one of my favorite games of all time, the Jack Nicklaus. We're going to play some Jack Nicklaus golf here. Going to start on the first hole here. Of course, put in the name Agog. Going to start out at Pebble Beach. This wonderful little hole here. This is a game I played a lot as a kid. Probably the most golf experience I got until middle school. Here you can see we've got water off to our right, so we're going to shoot well to the left here. Got a pretty stiff wind going left to right, and we're just going to hit it for all we got. Drive it dead middle of the fairway. Best all look this round. Opening tee shot, 313 yards, and that puts us in a pretty short yardage predicament here. About 116 to go, a little more than a pitching wedge can handle. So we're going to go ahead, take a look, maybe overcharge the pitching wedge a bit and just see what it could do. Normally you're only looking about 100 on this, and as you can see I take it a bit too far out left. Hit pretty decent distance though, 111. So we've got a short pitch to get onto the green here. About 14 yards out according to the box. Just a nice simple golf game. Couple button presses. I don't need the whole analog stick thing. I don't need super photorealism. As long as it plays well, that's good enough for me. So we just chip onto the green there, and we've got about an 18-foot putt, or as I like to say in actual golf, impossible. I love playing the game. It doesn't so much love me when I play. Oftentimes I like to say I like to walk in the woods, so I play golf. Got through the first hole, par for the course there. Got our little scorecard there. Going to the game statistics, and there you can see we logged a drive, a fairway, and one putt. Nice, clean, efficient par there. Nothing wrong there. Moving to the second hole of the course, the 14th at St. Andrews, says the most dangerous tee shot in all golf. Get little snippets of Jack Nicklaus wisdom on each shot here. Got a little bit of a right to left wind, but it's blowing out away from us, so it should take our ball a good distance away, especially if you're a cheeky little bastard like me and you aim for the sidewalk. Love hitting the sidewalk and just rolling it down, and you see there just ridiculous yardage, 317. And keep in mind this game was not out in the time of the aerospace engineered drivers and things, so only got 225 to the pin for a par 5. It's pretty good. And I overshoot it a bit, not gonna lie here. I overshoot it, I take a bad angle, and I wind up in the sand, 239, and that's really kind of a saving grace there that I hit the sand. I could have very easily overshot by a bit and maybe flirted with out of bounds. So here I am, third stroke. Again, just lining up a get-me-out shot. As you see, each of those lines on that bar is, give or take 10% on a power gauge. So I put a bit more into it than I need to, sort of overcompensating for the sand, go right over the flag stick, and set ourselves up for a birdie putt. About 18 feet, so I'm going to try to get about 20% on the power gauge here. That starting line you have is your balanced point. See, I just left it short at 25%. I should have hit a little bit harder. I'm terrible at putting. Video game golf, actual golf, mini golf I'm okay, but those courses are sort of designed to let you get them in. Overall, we're even through 2, which is better than I could usually say in a round of golf, period, so we'll take that. Moving to the 10th at Riviera. Nice little short hole here. Got plenty of sand. Really intimidating, especially with the Nintendo's graphics. Don't get me wrong, it did a beautiful job for its time displaying the holes, but you'll see some mirage shots coming up here. I sort of go out of my way to hit them, where things don't really look like they should. Get a nice drive there, about 311, fairly straight down the middle, and that's going to put us, I think, on the green. Nah, just off it. Okay, so a little 8-yard chip shot here. Let's see if we could hit the pole there. Yep, dinged that pole there, which gives us a nice short putt here for birdie. I think it's birdie. This is a par 4, right? Yeah, par 4, stroke 3. There you go. Finally under par. Didn't feel like it was ever going to happen with the way those first 2 holes played out, but can't really argue with that result. Here we're going to Baltus roll for this beautiful hole here. You got a lake right in the middle and then the flag on the other side. This hole scared the crap out of me playing as a kid. Mainly because I was a bit of an over-competitive jerk and I just didn't know how to take a bad shot. Here this is a bad shot, but it's a bad shot long. You land in the sand, you have a bit of work to do. You land in the water, you're down a stroke. So, best result here. You've got an open look at the green, you're 17 yards away. I was a little rusty. I should have probably played a practice round. That's probably the 3rd most commonly said sentence for my retro videos. But it was sort of like riding a bicycle. I got a little better here after the first 5 holes. And then I got worse. Spoilers for ahead. Got a short putt here, bit to the right, but we managed to knock that in. 1 under through 4 holes there. Still not putting great, but still. But a decent start overall. Here we're moving to Augusta. For the longest time, I think this is one of the few games to feature any golf holes from Augusta. Getting licensing for this course was kind of crazy. You can see that wind gauge mostly red, and that's supposed to show a more severe wind. Like, the more red on that gauge, the stiffer the wind was at the point you were taking the shot. But we managed to club another monster drive. We're out 318 yards. Dead middle of the fairway, nice open shot, and we're sitting at 171. Club, we're sitting on a 5-iron here, rated at 173. So we're going to try and put this at about the 100% mark. Looks like we overshot a little, but not by much. You can see right there the distance, 178. Couldn't have done better if we tried. So you got to feel good about this. Got a par 5, fairly straightforward eagle putt, and it's 27 feet out, and then I blow it. Thought it was rolling in, and it just broke left at the last moment there. That is heartbreaking, a graphic. But we still have a decent chance to get the par here. The birdie, sorry. Real good chance at the par. We end up birdieing, so we're 2 under. No complaints at 2 under through 5. That's a respectable score. Honestly, I'd be over the moon if I got 10 under and around. Generally, 10 under is where I'm shooting for. Going to Muirfield. I believe he said that was the best course on the British rotation at the point of this game. It very well could be. These are all courses I'll never play at, so closest I'll get is this. A decent looking drive there. Anything that's moving away from the sand and is over 300 I'm happy with. Again, good open look. No obstacles in the way. And 114, so once again we're pretty close aligned to our club, but I'm feeling a little risky. So I switched to the pitching wedge and once again proved that I just absolutely cannot play like I think I can. put the ball way left, and it's a shame too because the distance was fairly well dialed in. I was only about 2 yards over, but I missed the green entirely. Once again, a little chip shot. Hit a little harder than I have to, but the flag stick bails me out there. I managed to hit it, and it knocks the ball down. Got a little 1-foot tap in there. And we maintain our 2-under trajectory. 7th at Pebble Beach. Jack's favorite short par 3. Okay, let's check this out. Looks like we're hitting from 111 here, according to the little preview box. As a kid, I'd just always blaze through those. I just wanted to get to the hole, you know? Just hit the ball. I felt really good about this shot. Even my boy, who was playing his Switch at the time, he looked up, he's like, oh, not bad, Dad could golf. Tell he's never been out to the course with me, I'm a nightmare. 24-footer, but it's dead ahead. Drain that for birdie, that feels good. 3 under through 7, and we're looking good at this point. Moving to the 18th at Oakmont. That's out by Pittsburgh, not too far from here. Again, a pretty stiff right to left if the gauge is to be believed. So we're going to move a little right of the stick there, aim our shot, and watch it slowly kind of curve back there at the end. I was expecting a bit more action from it, but then I did dip a little below that starting line on the second arrow there, so I hit a bit of a slice. Another thing that threw me off about this game is I'm golfing right-handed. I think I have to set it up for 2 computer players in order for me to play as a lefty. I'm left-handed, so maybe next time, if this video does well, I'll do a round with 2 computer players and let them kick my ass for a half hour. Second shot looked good. Right on where I wanted it to curve, and distance was pretty decent. A little bit short, but got a 49-footer, a little bit of a left-to-right break. So we're going to march ourselves a little to the left there on the aim and hit a little over 50% and drain it. Holy cow. An over 40-foot birdie putt. I definitely won't hit those every round out. Promise you that. Moving the 12th at St. Andrews, says be careful of the hidden fairway bunkers. This is one of the old links style courses. In fact, I believe the Royal and Ancient course at St. Andrews is the oldest public golf course. Oldest golf course period, I think. Why did I throw public in there? But they have those pot bunkers that are like forever and a day deep, and if you hit into it, you're just stuck. Pretty decent drive there, 313. I'm a little right of where I wanted to be. Fortunately, it's not a super long hole. Unfortunately, this is a disastrously long putt. It's 104 feet. It's off to the right, and I have no clue what the hell to do here. So we're just going to hit it and hope for the best, and I could tell right away I overshot my angle. At this point, I'm just hoping to not roll off the green, and mercifully the ball dies at about 107 feet. So I guess I had the distance judged pretty decently. Full-on luck shot there. Again, I've got a bit of a leaning right shot, but I learned my lesson from last time, even with that down break. Just going to hit a little harder than usual and take a more subtle angle. Take my birdie and walk away with a lesson learned. We're 5 under through 9, out at 31 strokes. Can't argue with that. Got within 24 of the pin, had 3 fairways, even got a green. Drove that green there. Not too much to show, but a decent driving front 9. See if we can't tighten that up a bit here on the back. I always found it tougher to score on the back, so I'm not feeling too confident at this point at the 10 under, but we'll see what we can do. That drive certainly felt nice. Get that out to 311, plenty of fairway there. I believe we got past all the trees there, where they were jutting in as sort of the middle of that arc. So yeah, about 179 yards. Decided to stick with the 5-iron, just a little closer in distance since my judgment was way off on most of these. I think we hit the pin there. Hit a little strong, so I'm not expecting a super great spot off of it, but you gotta love hitting the pin on your second shot. Yeah, we're a little off to the right, about 14 feet out. Not super bad. That putt was. That putt was super bad. How did I miss that, guys? Could have looked the ball in. Just couldn't putt it. Got a straightaway 3-footer because the game felt sorry for me. So we're starting off with a par on the 10th, and God, that just left a bitter taste in the mouth, didn't it? Gonna move on to the 11th at Marion. I hate this hole. So much water there. This is what I'm talking about with these mirage spots. Judging by the way this looks, you would think off to the left where the stream diverges there would be the safe spot, but every time I hit that full power I end up in the water. So instead I'm going for the right branch here, and I'm going to aim right for that frickin' water because I know if I hit this right, it's going to go just past it. So again, it looks like we should have 100% drove directly into a water hazard, but by magic of NES optics and depth perception on this game, we managed to drive well past a water hazard, and we've got a nice short second shot here, 74 yards to the pin. Again, I like how that shot looked. Little shorter than I would have ideally wanted it, but the angle was decent. Could have gone a little left. Either way, we've got a fairly straight putt, little right, because I learned my lesson from last time, about 25 feet. Let's see if I can't just roll this in. No. Nah, this has been the story of the round. Every time I think I've got a decent angle, I suck. Apologies on that. Once again, we're going to tap this in. Man. Still 5 under. Like, I'm really disappointed at this point, and it's ridiculous because, you know, back-to-back pars, you shouldn't feel terrible. But I'm kind of pressing here. I really want to do something here, and I just don't like the look of this par 3. Almost looks like the sticks in the middle of a sand trap, the way the hole plays out. In fact, it almost looks like our ball's sitting on top of a sand trap, but I assure you it's not. One thing it is past the hole because I overshot. And we actually came to settle right next to the sand. So we got about 30 yards to get back to the pin. Left to right winds, so we're going to make a little adjustment. Not a big one, because those stiff winds just aren't playing like I thought they would. And again, we just smack that pole right in the middle. A little lower and the putts would be easy street. You really want to hit it down low. There we lucked into a nice, easy, straightforward one, and we level out the par 3. So it's not an overly dynamic round, but it's also a bogey-free round. I guess we should look at it that way. Here's the 18th at Riviera. Nice, easy, straightforward hole. A little bit of a right-hand bend there towards the end. Wouldn't even call that a dog leg, maybe a dog ankle. That's a golf term, right? Just name a part of a dog. Speaking of a dog, man, what a woofer of a drive. I mean, I even angled left with the wind and just sliced the hell out of it. That right there is a perfect clip of me golfing. Really lucked out here too, because there's all kind of tree cover here, and I still managed with a fairly open shot to the pin. Definitely not taking a super aggressive angle, and this kind of paid off for me because, again, a little bit of a slice. And that gentle wind didn't really do anything to bring the ball back. Either way, we find our third shot on this par 4, leaves us 13 yards shy of the pin. A little bit of a chip to get back on. Nail the flag one more time. If we were just playing nail the flag stick, I am way ahead of everybody else. It's just a matter of getting the damn ball in the cup. Sorry if I'm swearing a lot. That's another thing I tend to do when I'm golfing. Still 5 under. Just no progress. Spinning our tires in the mud here. Getting to the 17th at Baltusrol, sorry. Mispronounced that. Wow. So many bunkers there in the middle of the hole, it almost looked like a finger painting, didn't it? Gonna go ahead and just, once again, take a whack at it. We're driving right at the sand and hoping it's an illusion. Wait for it to settle, and yeah, we're safe. Now let's see if we made the fairway. Wouldn't that be magical, huh? There you go. We got some fairway. We got about 200 yards to the pin, 201 to be exact. Little bit of a right to left. Not much power in that wind at all. Well, let's see how close we can get here with the 3-iron. I mean, it looks good. It looks over. Yeah, 211. A little over. Coming up on our third shot here. 40 feet, a little bit right of center. Hit it dead on, and nope, breaks left. Once again, he shoots and he sucks. But it's a manageable cleanup here. Not gonna lie, if I could, two-putt that efficiently in actual golf, I'd probably swear a lot less in both the actual and the video game. And more importantly, we finally gained some traction. We pick up another stroke down from par there. 6 under at this point. Kinda gotta run the table at this point on scoring holes to get through here. I think we really gotta pick up the pace for 10 under. Here's a little par 3, 219 yards. Not little by any means, but I mean average size par 3. 235, ouch. Way over where I wanted to be. Once again, got the long putt challenge. This one sitting at 87 feet with a little bit of a left to right break. So we're just gonna keep our fingers crossed, hope for the best, and once again overshoot it. This one goes by a good bit, 101 feet and just off to the left. Makes me wonder if it would have drained if I would have just left the thing straight. But 13 feet left to right, I guess, isn't so bad. Managed to knock in the par putt, and now we've got 3 to go, and we need to pick up 4 strokes in order to hit that 10 under. We'll need birdie, birdie, eagle. Let's see if we can do it. Moving to the 7th at Augusta, the most difficult second shot on a straightaway short par 4. Well, that's a descriptive category, isn't it? Most difficult second shot. That just inspires all the confidence in this. But we'll give it the old college try. Once again, the drive looks good. Perfect on the gauge. 313, we've been consistent if nothing else. So we got 65 yards. See, 65 yards away. This doesn't look that difficult. It's just surrounded by sand. Once again, tattooing that flag stick. Higher than I would like it, but we'll take the hit. Rather have a bad hit than a good miss, right? Nail the birdie. That's one. 7 under, 2 to go. Moving to the 17th at St. Andrews, the most famous par 4 in the world. I'm not going to argue with him because he's Jack Nicklaus. .470 yards. Just gonna hit this for all it's worth. I always wondered as a kid if there was a way to just drive that ball into that little clubhouse window there. Once again, trying to cheat my way onto the sidewalk, just missed it there. It's a very double-edged sword because if you go too far right or if the ball just sort of kicks that way, you'll wind up out of bounds. Forgot about that little tree there too. Probably not a smart plan of mine. Good thing I missed. So we got 154 yards. That's almost dead on distance for our 6 iron. And we'll hit it again, but we are well right and well short. That only went for 148. Guys, the birdie, it ain't looking good here. We've got 18 yards, and I have hit pitch shots that have rolled in. This ain't gonna be one of them. Not gonna lie, I hit that about as well as I could, but it winds up a yard shy. We're tapping in for par here. Not even gonna wait for the shot to develop. There's no way I'm missing this one. It's like inches to go. Get the excellent putt, and it's not impossible to get 10 under here. I just need a double eagle. I would need to down this par 5 in 2 shots. Don't see it happening, but it's not impossible. 18th at Pebble Beach. Favorite golf course in the world. That I knew. I knew Jack Nicklaus really loved Pebble Beach. Can't really call myself a golf historian, but as with all things that I enjoy, I do like to read up on it, and I do like to know the notables and some things about them. Of course, you know, I'm a big fan of Arnold Palmer. Nicklaus and Palmer's rivalry, legendary as it gets, 2 of the greatest of all time. But yeah, I did know that Nicklaus has a real big affinity for Pebble Beach. I guess in part thanks to this game. So here's all the marble shots, and yeah, once again I hit a bit of a woofer, didn't I? That pretty well took the suspense out of it when I didn't even hit the gauge properly, but still 241. We're fairly close. By fairly close, I mean a 27-foot putt. Let's see if we could drain this for eagle, at least end on a high note. It's looking good. It's in. A golf legend. There we go, folks. 63 strokes for that course. Fun little upload. Hopefully you liked it. Gonna try and do more random games like this here, then try to figure out series and things. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to catch you next time.